Greetings from the Philippines. And you know that usually I look for lessons when I do anything. So, coming here, the traffic, I think every road or drive-in teaches you a lot of lessons. And coming from a country that have less than 1 million people, and I know that figure is yet to be determined, but coming into a country that have millions and millions of people. Traffic is crazy. And, something though that I've seen is that the people here in the Philippines, despite the traffic is so bad, sometimes the road that looks like 2 lanes or 3 lanes become 5 lanes. And sometimes that's something we are familiar with in Guyana per se, sometimes. But what I noticed what was different was that despite the people drive like that and everybody's trying to get somewhere and vehicles are coming close to each other and it can be scary at times. What I did not see was people who cursing down each other or using foul languages against each other or in this kind of rage kind of behavior. I don't see that despite of the chaos, I would say, where the traffic is concerned. And it's something that, to think about a population with so many people and, some amount of flare ups can happen with behaviors with people who, you know, might have short fuses. But I don't see that here. I even went to the market. I walked for an hour in their market, which reminds me of our markets home. Very similar. And so many people, by the way, again, because of their population. But again, I did not see or hear this kind of rage behavior in people. If I go to my market, you will hear somebody cursing out somebody or somebody's angry against somebody and or some abusive languages that are being used. And sometimes fear gets into you, so many different things. But it's just interesting to see so many people who are traversing the same path and not getting on one another's nerves despite the condition. I will even share that video in the market. But at least I'm saying my experience. I don't know if it's something different somewhere else per se, but so far that's what I've seen. That the people, even if they make a mistake and say the police pull you over here, the traffic police, they're smiling and actually asking you for your license and whatever else. And kindly give you a ticket if they need to give you, or they give you a warning in a very polite, friendly kind of manner. I went to different places here, and despite whichever their securities, their servers in high end, in lower end kind of restaurants or different organization per se. And what I've seen is the same kind of this friendly behavior. It's not like somebody who's in a job and they dread being there, and you feel the blunt of that because how they treat you. I did not experience that at all. Everybody was so friendly and nice. Even some things that I am also part of the Philippines. But so I didn't sound like a foreigner, or well, look like a foreigner to them, but they treat me, or the way they interact, their communication was just of a smile, of a friendly explanation, whatever it is that they had to say. It was done in such a calm kind of manner. And so I am not sure, they might have people who behave violently here, and but I've seen the overall culture is totally different, despite there is so many people in this country per se. But just few observation that we are such a small nation, and as in population wise, but yet we have so much anger issues, and we have problem getting along with each other. So easily somebody gets angry about something, and this is just my opinion. Life is too short. Somebody I was telling the other day, you need to stop taking yourself so serious and just calm down, be more friendly. Those things doesn't cost you anything. Yes, somebody might not do something the way you were expected it to be done, but then how can not get angry to the extent that you need to be abusive? Just some things to think about. And there are so many lessons I think that we can learn from different cultures, I said, different, how people handle certain things. And something else that I've actually was interested to hear is that the way they control the traffic here is that based on your number plate, if so one day this particular number plate, as in the number, that number cannot drive same on Mondays. And then a next set of numbers cannot drive on Tuesdays. And then on Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. So that was interesting how they control the traffic by you cannot drive your particular vehicle. So my colleagues came one day with one vehicle, and then next day they had to use a different vehicle because the first vehicle, that vehicle couldn't drive that day because the vehicle doesn't have permission to use the road for that day. It it's something strange. I've never heard of that kind of traffic control per se in a country, but it's interesting to learn and see how other country manages certain things, and just sharing few thoughts of how can we learn also from others, how can we learn from each other, and how can we make our world even a better place wherever we are by learning from each other. Take care, share your thoughts, and share also your experience of what you're learning in your area. But take care.